Mayor and members of the council, the meeting is now live.
Thank you so much for that, City Clerk. Good evening and welcome to the June 23rd, 2025, 6 p.m. regular joint meeting of the Bell Garden City Council, successor agency to the Community Development Commission. The meeting will now come to order at 6:11 p.m. Members of the public may view and listen to the meeting live online through the city's website as noted on the agenda. If any other member should have a conflict of interest, please announce any item you're recusing yourself from due to a conflict of interest prior to the item being heard. Tonight's invocation will be given by Minister Daniel Linguino, and the Pledge of Allegiance will be led by our Police Department Chief, Camacho.
Are we good? Test. There we go. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. If we can stand on our feet as we do tonight's invocational prayer. Thank you, City Mayor and council members. Let us bow our heads as we come before God. Heavenly Father, I just want to thank you for this wonderful opportunity that you give all of us, that you allow us to awaken in this day, God, to have peace and tranquility in the midst of the chaos around this world. We just thank you for your goodness, for your mercy, and for your love, as we are unworthy. However, your great mercy is over us, God, and I present before you the leaders of our city, our mayor, the council members that are with them, Father, for your word says that where there is a multitude of counsel, there is safety for the city. I also want to thank you, Father, for our police department, for our chief, for every officer that goes out and protects this city, Lord, that keeps us safe. I just pray that you send your angels that go with them and bring them back, Father God, home safely. And I just thank you, Lord, and I pray that you give us guidance in this night and that your will be done. In the name of Jesus, I pray this. Amen.
Thank you so much for that, Pastor, Minister, and Chief. City Clerk, please call roll the City Council and successor agency.
Yes, thank you, members of the council successor agency. If there's no objection, Councilmember Barcena will be absent from this meeting, excused, as we were informed ahead of time. Councilwoman Guillen?
Present.
Councilwoman Sanchez?
Present.
Mayor Pro Tem de la Rosa?
Present.
And Mayor Chavez.
Present. Thank you so much for that, City Clerk. Mr. City Manager, can we go to the next item, Certificate of Recognitions?
Yes, thank you, Mayor Chavez. The first item we have is a recognition for several special Bell Gardens Elementary School students, and I'll turn it back over to you, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. Today, we have very important students here in our community that have started their activism at a young age. And I want to just take the time to go ahead and call them up. If they're here present, I believe it's Ángel Hernández, Ivana Castillo, Brandon Hernandez, and Alexia Esubillo. And I believe they're coming forward as we speak. Thank you so much for being here. And I believe that their teacher is here as well, Ms. Hyatt, who's waving at the back. So thank you so much for being here, all the students. And again, these are our very own students here in our city from Bell Gardens Elementary. So with that said, I do want to read the certificates. And they all say essentially the same thing in the information, but it just has your name listed, right? So it goes, City of Bell Gardens Certificate of Recognition honoring Ivana Castillo, Angel Hernandez, Brandon Hernandez, Alexia Subillo. And it says, the Bell Garden City Council is honored in recognizing your dedication and hard work in advocating for tree equity. Your activism helps ensure neighborhoods have access to the benefits trees provide, such as cooler temperatures and improved air quality. You are a true testament to the power of collective action in addressing critical environmental and social issues and helping to ensure a healthier and more just environment for everyone. Signed, Jorge Chavez, Mayor, along with the Bell Garden City Council, this June 23rd, 2025. If we can all give them a big round of applause to our students. Before I turn it over to all of you to present yourselves, I do want to give the opportunity to my colleagues if they want to share some words here with our students, if they're to their courageous activism. And with that said, I'll go ahead and leave my comments to the end, but this is the moment to make a comment to our students.
I just want to congratulate you. I know that you wrote letters to us. You did a project, regarding tree equity within our city involving math and other factors. And I had the pleasure of speaking to your class and just hearing all the wonderful things, that you want to see within the city. And luckily, we were able to start by planting one tree on Earth Day. And thank you for all of you that were there. And I highly, highly ask you to continue your advocacy for tree equity within our city. Thank you.
First off, I want to say I'm very proud of you all. I had the pleasure of speaking to you all in your classroom, and was very impressed by the level of analysis that you all did on in our own city. You guys crunched the numbers, evaluated the area, the sector, the census tract. That's very impressive, and very very inspiring too. And I think what came out of this is something fruitful, something that's going to make Bell Gardens flourish. We talked about the actions and the next steps, and overall, I'm very, very happy for you all, and it's truly inspirational. So hats off to you all. Thank you.
Likewise, I'd like to congratulate you for being courageous and stepping up. And I'd like to congratulate my colleague, Frances. I know she was a big advocate for you guys to be up here, and your teacher as well. Congratulations, and keep it up.
Likewise, for my comments, I just want to say it was a pleasure to also have the opportunity to go to your classroom. And thank you to Ms. Hyatt as well for organizing the students and to show them that they have activism at such a young age, really that there is no age when it comes to organizing and ensuring that your voice is being heard at all levels of government. So again, I just want to say thank you so much for your courageous acts. The way I see it is we got four not potential, I feel like they are going to be 4 mayors of the city of Bell Gardens right in front of us, future mayors. And I'm just really proud to say that our community and our city is going to be in good hands here with our students. So again, if we could all give them a round of applause again for our students. With that said, this is the opportunity for you to share some words, and I'm pretty sure Ms. Hyatt prepared you and how to go about this, but again, this is your opportunity. Whoever wants to go first.
Good evening, Mayor Chavez and members of the City Council. My name is Angel Hernandez. We are 5th grade students from Bell Gardens Elementary, and we want to thank you for taking the time to read our letters about tree equity in our neighborhoods. I really enjoyed when Mayor Jorge came to our class to talk, and when Mayor Pro Tem Miguel de la Rosa came with SLA to share a presentation they made about planting trees. Another thing I enjoyed was when Councilmember Dr. De Leon spoke to us in a Zoom call and talked to us about the work we did and how well we did it. Writing to you has helped us learn how to speak up for what we care about, and we are so grateful that you listened. Trees aren't just pretty. They keep us cool, give us clean air, and make our streets healthier and happier. We really appreciate all of you responding to our letters and even meeting with us on Zoom, in our classroom, and even in the park to plant a tree. Thank you for caring about our voices and making sure every part of our city has enough trees. Thank you.
Good evening, Mayor Chavez and members of the City Council. My name is Ivana Castillo. We are 5th grade students from Bell Gardens Elementary, and we want to thank you for reading our letters about tree equity and for taking our ideas seriously. We were so excited to help plant a new tree in Veterans Park with council members Francis de Leon Sanchez, and we even got to name it the Unicorn Tree. That day showed us how we can make a difference. Now we want to help plant many more trees, especially in areas that don't have enough shade. We also want to thank the organization SLA and Pro Tem Miguel de la Rosa for visiting our classroom and teaching us how we can make Bell Gardens more green and healthy for everyone. Thank you for listening to our voices and for helping us make our city a better place to live for people, animals, and trees.
Good evening, Mayor Chavez, Mayor Pro Tem de la Rosa, Councilmember Marco Barcena, Councilmember Isabel Guillen, and Councilmember Dr. De Leon Sanchez. My name is Brandon Hernandez, and I was a 5th grader at BGE. I am now going to be a sixth grader at BGI. Thank you for reading our letters about tree equity. Writing to you helped us understand that our voices matter, even as kids. Thank you for responding to our letters, for meeting with us on Zoom, and for coming into our classroom and supporting our ideas for greener Bell Gardens. We care about making Bell Gardens a greener, healthier city for everyone. This speech is to help you make Bell Gardens a greener and a happier place. Thank you for listening to us and for working together to grow a better future.
Good evening, Mayor Chavez, Mayor Pro Tem de la Rosa, Councilmember Marco Barcena, Councilmember Isabel Guillen, and Councilmember Dr. De Leon Sanchez. My name is Alexia Eusebio, and I'm a 5th grade student from Bell Gardens Elementary School. I want to thank you for reading our letters and for listening to our ideas about tree equity. It all started with doing some math in our classroom. We learned that Bell Gardens has 24 census blocks, but only 4 of them have tree equity. That means most areas don't have enough trees to give people the shade, clean air, and healthy environment they deserve. The area we're standing in right now has a score of 81. That's great. A tree equity score looks at things like how much shade there is, how many people live in the area, their income, and race to make sure everyone has fair access to nature. Our goal is for every area in Bell Gardens to have a score of 75 or higher. Our goal in the area around our school, the score is only 61. That's not good enough. Our math shows us that our neighborhood needs 72 more trees just to catch up. That number surprises us, but it also motivates us. We're just kids, but we care deeply about our community. We're ready to keep working, planting, and speaking up. Thank you and for helping us build a better future, one tree at a time.
Thank you so much for all of you coming, and your parents must be so proud, and all your neighbors, and Ms. Hyatt, I can't believe it. I mean, it's like you see your students come in the beginning of the year, August of last year, and now you see them kind of like grow and do this. So I just really also want to condemn your effort in being a teacher and how much, the impact that our teachers have on our students, and we're clearly seeing it in front of our eyes. So I heard some of you are going to BGI. I'm a former BGI Falcon, so I'm all for BGI as well. So with that said, let's go ahead and I'll go ahead and give you each a certificate, and we can all line up right here, and we'll take a picture. And then if Ms. Hyatt wants to come up as well, you're more than welcome. Thank you. All right, everybody. Thank you again for that one. Ms. City Manager, next presentation.
Thanks again, Mayor Chavez. The next item is a recognition for our neighbor, Encanto Restaurant and Banquet Hall, and also a special recognition for Mr. Ernesto Flores. I'll turn it back over to you, Mayor. Thank you.
Thank you for that, Mr. City Manager. We'll go ahead and, if we can, have Mr. Ernesto Flores come up to the podium, and then if he wants to bring up his team as well, you're more than happy right now to the dais. As you're coming up, I want to go ahead and just it's a very special recognition, and I want to thank you. And before I get into it very deep, I want to first pass it over to the Mayor Pro Tem, who has the certificate for the restaurant in the banquet hall.
Thank you so much, Mayor Chavez. Here we have the certificate of recognition honoring Encanto Restaurant and Banquet Hall. City of Bell Gardens and the Bell Gardens City Council is proud to recognize Encanto Restaurant and Banquet Hall for its outstanding success. We congratulate you on creating a thriving business, offering a welcoming atmosphere, and serving delicious, authentic dishes. We wish you continued success and prosperity for many years ahead. Signed, Mayor Jorge Chavez and the rest of the City Council. Congratulations.
Simultaneously, thank you so much for that, Mayor Pro Tem. I do want to read also the certificate of recognition for Mr. Ernesto Flores. So it states, certificate of recognition honoring Ernesto Flores in recognition for refusal to be silenced and commitment to the First Amendment, demonstrating courage in exercising and protecting these fundamental freedoms towards these following: the aggressive directive from the current federal administration towards the most vulnerable and in most times hardworking individuals trying to better their lives and live the American dream. Signed, Jorge Chavez, Mayor of the City Council. This June 23rd, 2025. Before we get into it, I want to give this opportunity to Mr. Ernesto Flores to say some words.
Well, I just want to thank you guys too. Good evening, Jorge Chavez, Mayor, and City Council team. That Friday when that incident happened with the federal agents, I was at the restaurant there, and being in Bell Gardens since I was 5 years old in 1987, also went to BGI, Falcon alumni and Bell Gardens High School alumni class of 2000. I took it personal when I saw that. I really didn't know what was going on at the time, but my instinct kicked in to protect my community and protect all the residents of Bell Gardens that I could at that moment, especially the ones that really don't have a voice at this point. I wasn't really thinking of what would happen to myself, but I just put myself, and that could be my own family members, or I consider the community of Bell Gardens my own family as well. So thank you guys. You guys are also doing an awesome job with the city. I remember when the casino was just built and everything, but you guys are really moving the needle forward. I do see the progress that this city has been having, and it's all thanks also to you guys for a wonderful team that you guys have and what you guys do also for our city and our community. And thank you also. We couldn't do it without our staff members as well that help us out a lot every day. My business partner, Gilbert. Like I said, we want to go ahead and be one of the best restaurants in the area, and also be the only best venue that Bell Gardens has, and we're going to offer that. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that, Ernesto. Would you like to share some words as well?
Oh, just thanks again. Pretty much what Ernesto says. We appreciate everything that the city does, and we appreciate the community for always coming out to support our business. And we want to be part of the city for a long time to come. So appreciate everyone here. Thank you, guys.
With that said, I want to open it up to my colleagues as well to share some, to express their feelings as well, and just kind of say thank you for what you did.
First and foremost, thank you for taking over the ownership of the restaurant. I know that is a pillar in our community. It has a different name, a different feel now, and I know that the community is excited to have you guys here. Ernesto, I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart. When I saw what you did, right away I thought courageous, right? Because you're right, you don't know what could have happened to yourself, what are the consequences happening to your family, but the fact that you spoke up for others when others couldn't, that's extremely admirable. So I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for doing that for our community.
Thank you so much, Ernesto, for you know, taking action right in the heat of the moment, and so much uncertainty going on, and despite not knowing the consequences or how it may escalate, it's so many variables right that could occur in that moment, and I wanna commend you for taking that action, and speaking for those who can't. That from the bottom of my heart, wholeheartedly. Thank you so much. Thank you.
First, thank you for Encanto. I know our men here at the fire station, they're always talking about your delicious homemade food. They talk about the albondigas. You guys, albondigas, right?
That's good.
But in particular, they're always talking about the albondigas. But yes, when I saw that video in particular, I think it touched all of our hearts. I know up to today, the community's still talking about it. And in our books, you're a hero. A hero isn't, it means a lot. The fact that you didn't even know what consequence you were going to face, that alone speaks volumes. And thank you from everyone here sitting. I know it means a lot, the strength, the courage, the faith in our community. I just have no words, so thank you very much. And I mean, Falcons, a lot of us here are Falcons. So thank you very much. We truly appreciate you, we value you, and let's go eat at Encanto.
For my comments, I mean, first and foremost, I'm glad to see your business is thriving, right? I drive through there. I'm glad the signage is all set up too now, and I've seen the bookings are coming in for the banquet hall. So I really like to see the business is thriving. I really appreciate what you did on behalf of the whole community. I've been in your shoes in that situation. It is frightening because at the same time you don't know how folks are going to react, and we've seen countless videos. But I just want to thank you for coming out of your business, putting yourself vulnerable. I believe you were like on the sidewalk at that point, and or crossing the street, and you told those folks the way it was supposed to be here in the city of Bell Gardens. So I appreciate you doing that, standing up for our community, being a stakeholder in this city, and know that your council and your cities got your back as well. So again, thank you so much. City Manager, next presentation.
Thanks again, Mayor Chavez. The next item is a proclamation that proclaims July Parks Make Life Better Month, and I will turn it over to Councilwoman Dr. De Leon Sanchez. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you. In recognition of Parks Make Life Better Month, whereas Parks and Recreation promotes physical, emotional, and mental health and wellness through organized and self-directed fitness, play, and activities. And whereas Parks and Rec supports the economics of our community by partnering with local businesses and nonprofits and offering events for residents engagement. And whereas Parks and Rec fosters social cohesiveness in communities by celebrating diversity, promoting spaces to come together peacefully, modeling compassion, promoting social equity, connecting social networks, and ensuring all people have access to its benefits. And whereas Parks and Rec facilitates community problems and issues resolutions by providing safe spaces to come together peacefully and serving as key points of service, helping our communities heal both physically and emotionally. And whereas Parks and Recreation remains innovative in providing vital services to communities through emergencies while adhering to guidelines set forth by governing agencies. Now there be resolved that Jorge Chavez, Mayor of the City of Bell Gardens, with the City Council, do hereby proclaim July 2025 to be Park Makes Life Better Month. And we want to thank Parks and Rec for all their contributions to everyone here within our community. Proclaimed this 23rd of June 2025, signed by our Mayor and City Council. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for that, Councilwoman Dr. De Leon Sanchez. I believe we have a lot of our Park and Rec staff here present. If they want, I'd invite them to come up to the podium, and also our director, Ms. Elizabeth Nava, if you want to call over the team. I know some of them are shy.
Please don't be shy. Come up.
During the summer concerts and movies and all the events, we're going to have them start presenting themselves.
Yes.
We see them all out there at the same time, so
Come over here.
behind the podium. That's a mighty strong staff. I love it.
This is just a fraction of the department, but we got a strong representation here tonight. Can I say just a couple of words really quickly? Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and members of the City Council. I just wanted to take a moment to thank you for your support of our department, of the Recreation and Community Services Department, and our department staff. And I wanted to thank you for taking this opportunity and this time to recognize July as Parks Make Life Better Month, and the hard work and creativity of the Recreation and Community Services team. This team is made up of hardworking, dedicated, and talented individuals, and they're committed to serving this community. And in fact, a lot of our employees are either current or former residents, longtime residents, and longtime employees of the City of Bell Gardens. And so their love for this community is shown in their hard work and dedication that they show every single day they're here. I'm beyond proud of the work that they do. I think a lot of what our community sees is just the tip of the iceberg, but the behind the scenes, the hard work that goes into the programs that we offer day in and day out, the special events that are put on, is a testament to their talent and their skill set, and I am beyond proud to be a part of this team. I hope you guys know how much I do love and appreciate you guys, and thank you so much for all your hard work day in and day out. And so I just applaud you and the work that you do. And thank you, City Council, for your support. And I hope we have some future rec leaders coming through BGI and BGE. They were very impressive. So in a few years, I'd love them to join our team as well. So thank you, guys.
Thank you so much for that, Director Nava. I wanted to open it up for my colleagues if anybody wants to share any sentiment at this moment. Thanks.
So my first job was working Parks and Rec, and so I know how fun the job can be, but also how frustrating it can be sometimes, right? But I think you guys definitely do have one of the coolest jobs ever. I do see all the hard work that all of you guys put in. You guys are the largest department of the city, and it takes a lot of people to put on great events and be there for our community, and that's what you do day in and day out. I see the joy that you guys bring to all of our residents, from the young kids all the way to the senior citizens. So keep doing what you're doing, because you guys are doing an amazing job. Thank you.
I applaud you all for your hard work and dedication. Parks really do make life better, and some of my fondest memories growing up has always been at a park. But also, I think there's also one thing to take note of, that you guys make parks better. All the hard work, all the hard work that goes on behind the scenes to make these events possible, to make the programming, feasible throughout the year. It's all you guys, and I'm very proud and very happy for you all. Congratulations.
So, likewise, you guys made my life better. As a lifelong resident, I mean, I've shared this story a lot. I get a little emotional, but seeing Anna here, she met me when I was 2. She saw me grow up. So now she sees me on the dais here. We've shared this story multiple times. We've talked about it. Creative Kids, Ballet Folklorico. I used to sit on like arts and crafts, cooking classes, all of the classes. So knowing that a lot of you guys are residents and have gone through that and now you're working, it's very beautiful. And Liz, thank you so much for leading this. It's very beautiful, all the memories that you build individually. It's something that I carry with me very proudly, and I don't know, I cannot compare it to any other city, but I know it's what makes my city very unique. So thank you so much.
For my comments, I just want to say I am extremely proud of this department. I am grateful and I appreciate all the work that each and every one of you does. I've had the pleasure of being on this dais for now going on 5 years, and consistently every July this comes up, and I'm always proud to see all of you, because in a way I see a lot of myself in you all, right? I think some of us, we probably even went to high school together, or we're all from BG, or we all came from Bell Gardens High School. So for me, it's very personal to see people like you working and serving our community. I always say that when folks interact with our workers, interact with the people here serving the community, it's not us that they interact first. It's a lot of times you all, and you are a perfect example of what we represent here in the community. So I'm just again extremely grateful. For those that are residents, know that consistently we're here to represent you as well, and we get to do it double time through your residency in the city and also as employees. Know that you have our support. This department goes above and beyond during COVID pandemic. 5 years ago, right, this was the department that we relied on when we talked about food distributions, when we talked about the COVID vaccine, when we talk about, you name it, the toy giveaways and the backpack giveaways, and, the farmer's market that we do now, so on. I can go on and on and on. Concerts, movies, all the big events, 4th of July, Fiestas Patrias, you name it. This is a department that takes care of all that work, right? Along with collaboration with various other departments here in our city. But when we talk about the folks that are setting up the chairs, setting up the tables, getting organized with the stage, it's not easy. Even during the spring festival, putting all those eggs out and for the kids, right? That's, and for countless hours, sometimes the fashion show, that's a big add-on that we've done most recently. I'm extremely proud of every single one of you. I hope you continue being involved within our community, coming and growing within department as well, right? Because I see a lot of leaders right here serving our community already. So with that said, I just want to say thank you for your activism. Thank you for being employees of the city, and know that here your council is also representing you. So thank you again, everybody. Oh, Mike, you got it already? We got some technical difficulties here, everybody, but we're in work in progress. It's like, when you're watching a movie or a show, and then there's something that's like pops up and it says, "We'll be right back." We're working
Okay.
on that right now.
We're used to pivoting and adjusting. It's all good.
We're ready for the picture, everybody. Alrighty then. So that pretty much wraps up the presentation portion of the agenda, and we'll move on to the next item. Mr. City Manager.
Thanks again, Mayor Chavez. The next item is a consideration of adoption of an interim ordinance number 958-U, extending the interim moratorium for the acceptance, processing, approval of licenses, permits, approvals, and other entitlements for use, including any modification thereof for cannabis retail businesses. This is a follow-up item to the item that was adopted by the council at the last council meeting. With that, I'll turn over to our Community Development Director, Manny Acosta. Thank you, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. City Manager. Good evening, Honorable Mayor, members of the City Council. Tonight, our presentation is going to be provided to you by our City Planner, Alfonso Hernandez. For that,
Before we continue, I'm going to go ahead and open the public hearing. We will now begin with item number 6.1 at this time, and I will open the public hearing at 6:50 p.m. All right. I think City Manager already introduced the item. Go for it.
perfect. Thank you, Manny. Good evening, Mayor Chavez, Mayor Pro Tem. Just checking if it was presentation on. Mayor Pro Tem and members of the City Council. For the record, I am Alfonso Hernandez, City Planner. Tonight for your consideration is an extension to the interim urgency ordinance that was adopted by the City Council on June 9th. That ordinance shall impose a temporary moratorium on the acceptance, processing, or approval of applications related to retail, cannabis retail businesses. Specifically, it is staff's recommendation that the City Council, 1, determine the interim urgency ordinance is exempt from the provisions of the California Environmental Quality Act pursuant to State CEQA Guidelines Section 15061, B3. And 2, adopt interim urgency ordinance number 958U, extending a temporary prohibition on the accepting, processing, and approving of licenses, permits, approvals, or other entitlement actions for use, including any modifications thereof, for cannabis retail businesses for a period of 10 months and 15 days, or until city council action is effectuated. Some background. On June 26, 2023, the City Council adopted ordinance number 934, conditionally allowing cannabis retail uses within certain areas of the city's commercial and industrial zones. On April 22nd, 2024, the City Council adopted ordinance number 942, amending Title V of the Municipal Code to limit the number of business regulatory permits to a total of 7 permits. On May 12th, 2025, the City Council requested that staff prepare an interim urgency ordinance that would enact a moratorium on applications related to cannabis retail businesses. And on June 9th, 2025, the City Council adopted ordinance number 956U, establishing a moratorium on actions related to cannabis retail businesses for a period of 45 days. The proposed urgency ordinance will enact a temporary prohibition on accepting, processing, and approving all applications related to cannabis retail businesses, including but not limited to licenses, permits, approvals, modifications to previous approvals, or other entitlement actions. Due to the city's 2.5 square mile geographical limitations, applications for cannabis retail businesses are increasingly located in close proximity to sensitive uses, posing an immediate threat to the public health, safety, and general welfare of the community. The urgency ordinance is intended to protect and study the potential impacts of the overproliferation of cannabis uses within the city, thereby reducing potential negative impacts such as exposure of cannabis to minors. In addition, the moratorium aims to ensure community stability and protect the economic vitality of the existing businesses in the city. Staff will report back with findings and recommendations prior to the expiration of the ordinance. The urgency ordinance shall be imposed for a period of 10 months and 15 days or until the City Council takes permanent action. The interim urgency ordinance requires a 4/5 vote and may be extended one additional time of 12 months at the discretion of the City Council at a future duly noticed public hearing. In relation to the previously approved applications, those applications may still be executed and construction may go forth unless those DAs are suspended, expired, modified, or revoked. And for the City Council's reference, here are the applications that have been approved. 3 of them have been executed. In total, there's 7. And for additional reference, here's a map with each of those locations. In conclusion, it is staff's opinion, based off on the findings stated in the ordinance, that the City Council may approve to extend the interim urgency ordinance. Therefore, staff recommends that the City Council, 1, determine the proposed interim urgency ordinance is exempt from the provisions of CEQA, and 2, adopt interim urgency ordinance number 958U, thereby extending a temporary prohibition on accepting, processing, and approving licenses, permits, approvals, or other entitlement actions for use, including any modification thereof, for cannabis retail businesses for a period of 10 months and 15 days until City Council action is effectuated. And with that, I conclude my presentation. I am available for questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, City Planner. Does any member of the council have any questions or comments regarding this item?
So for the record, what would be the date that the 10-month comes up?
Thank you. We do have that. Just 1 minute.
Okay.
Paloma McAvoy for the City Attorney's Office. The 10 months and 15 days starts on the end of the initial 45-day period.
Okay. And that would.
So for up to 1 year, essentially, is what we would be enacting if the council were to vote in favor tonight.
And council member, that expiration date would be June 8, 2026.
June 8th, 2026?
Yes, correct.
Okay. And then considering today we only have 4, correct, council members? That required vote would be 4 as well?
Correct.
Okay.
All right. Does anybody else have any questions or comments? All right. Seeing none. Thank you so much for that, City Planner. We will now open public comments for this item. City Clerk, please announce the instructions for public participation on this item.
Thank you, Mayor. Members of the public will now have an opportunity to speak on public hearing item 6.1. Please state your name for the record. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Callers wishing to make a comment may do so at this time by dialing *9 from your phone, and when instructed, dial *6 to unmute yourself. Individuals joining through Zoom may request to make a comment for this public hearing item number 6.1 only by using the raise hand feature and select the unmute or microphone icon when instructed. We will first hear from speakers that are in person, and we did not receive any public written comments on this particular item.
Thank you so much for that. I'd like to call up Rogelio Rodriguez, please. Thank you.
Buenas noches, Council. Tópico que traen ustedes tocante lo de la marihuana. Meses atrás luchamos porque no se aprobara, pero finalmente la maldad ganó. Entonces ahora los nuevos llevan la responsabilidad de los crímenes o las adicciones de jóvenes que teniendo la facilidad de tener la marihuana o cualquier droga en sus manos, posiblemente uno de ellos, ustedes van a sufrir. Porque una persona adicta, que se es adicta, empieza por la marihuana, después sigue la continuación. Y la continuación y es la destrucción completa de esa persona o niño. Ustedes van a ser los responsables, porque todavía tienen el tiempo de poderla restender o lo que sea. Porque la persona que puchaba por que pasara era el señor Bárcena. Era el que más bien lo estaba empujando. Él y otra persona que corrió porque no pudo confrontar los problemas que le venían. Piénsenlo antes de hacer eso. Gracias.
Thank you so much. City Clerk, is there any more comments?
I do not see anyone raising their hands.
Thank you for that, City Clerk. If there's no objection by the members of the City Council, successor agency, I will close public participation for public hearing item number 6.1. And then I'll go ahead and double check. Does any other member of the council have any questions or comments? All right, seeing none, we will close the public hearing at 6:58 p.m. All right. Is there any motions on the floor?
I move to approve staff's recommendations.
Second.
All right, we have a motion by Councilwoman Dr. De Leon Sanchez and a second by Councilwoman Guillen. Can we get a roll call, please?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Councilmember Guillen?
Yes.
Councilwoman Sanchez?
Yes.
Mayor Pro Tem de la Rosa?
Yes.
And Mayor Chavez?
Aye.
Motion passes.
Thank you so much for that. We will now move on to public participation for non-agenda items listed on the agenda. Public participation is now open. City Clerk, please announce the instructions.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. Members of the public will now have an opportunity to speak on items not listed on the agenda. Please state your name for the record. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes, subject to an overall 30-minute period. Callers wishing to make a comment may do so at this time by dialing *9 from your phone, and when instructed, dial *6 to unmute yourself. Individuals joining us through Zoom who want to speak on items not listed on the agenda may use the raise hand feature and select the unmute microphone icon when instructed. We will first hear from speakers that are in person, and we did not receive any written comments.
Thank you for that, City Clerk. If there's no objection by the members of City Council, I
I
believe there
actually
is a
have
hand
someone
raised
who's
on,
raising their hand
on the
virtually.
Zoom.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
Zoom ID, Gabriela Gomez, you may proceed with your comment.
Good evening, Mayor Chavez and City Council. I have a couple of comments. My first comment is I want to commend Mayor Chavez and the City Council members for their defense of our community. I have seen you out there. I have become aware of some of the activities that you've been engaged in to help protect the community, whether it is patrolling and alerting people to ICE agents that are in the area, to speaking out. Thank you very much. I think that means a whole lot to the community that you guys are stepping up. Also, I want to invite everyone to join me on Tuesday nights. We do a bike ride. This is a community bike ride that we do on Tuesday nights. It's an hour and a half. We roll out at 7 p.m. from Ford Park. It's a completely protected bike path and bike lanes. It's about an hour and a half ride. We ride to Pico Rivera. We have people from the Pico Rivera Women's Bicycle Club that roll up to Bell Gardens to meet with us at 7 p.m. and then we ride back with them to their starting point, and then our group rides back to Bell Gardens. This is a great way for people to unplug from all of the negativity that is on, your phones, on the news, on, so much of the things that are stressing us right now. This is a good way to get out and unplug and get some physical fitness, and it's great for your mind and body. So joy is resistance. Bicycling brings me joy, and I think that every time that we go out riding, when we start out, we're all pretty much stressed out by all of the news of the day, and by the time we get back, we're feeling a whole lot better. So I would like to invite all of you to join us. I'd like to invite our residents to join us and to build some solidarity. And finally, I would also like to invite the community, those who can, to join us in a day of service with Stella Kiwanis. What we do is that we essentially put together some food items that we distribute to our neighbors, especially those that are vulnerable right now. A lot of people are afraid, whether they're undocumented or citizens. They're afraid. They're afraid to get out and to go out to the store, to go about their daily lives. And so that's what we're doing. We're putting together food boxes and we're doing deliveries. We just did that on Saturday. We delivered produce, canned goods, dried goods, um, toilet paper, paper towels, all kinds of items that we delivered
15
to
seconds
families
left.
in need. So please join us if you need more information on that. You can reach out to me at Active Stella on Instagram. Again, that's Active Stella on Instagram if you have any questions about participating in a day of service, or Stella Kiwanis at Instagram as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, City Clerk, is there any more comments?
We received one written comment on, but that's on the, okay, we received one public comment on non-agenda item, just to project that for the record.
Thank you so much for that, City Clerk. And also thank you to Mayor Gabriela Gomez for calling in as well to the council meeting. All right. There's no objection. We will move on to public participation on agenda items. City Clerk?
Yes, thank you, Mayor. The members will now have an opportunity to speak on items listed on the agenda. Please state your name for the record before addressing your comments. Each speaker is limited to 3 minutes. Callers wishing to make a comment may do so at this time by dialing *9 from your phone, and when instructed, dial *6 to unmute. Individuals joining us through Zoom may make a request to make a comment on agenda items by using the raise hand feature and select the unmute or microphone icon when instructed. We did receive one written comment, and that was distributed to the full council and recorded as part of the record.
Thank you so much for that, City Clerk. I'd like to call up Rogelio Rodriguez.
Lo que voy a hablar es tocante a la inmigración. Primero que todo, quiero felicitar a usted, a ti y a él por haber salido y tratar de detener a estos salvajes. Porque estas personas que andaban correteando a la gente no son personas. Trump nos llamó animales, pero a mí se me hace que el animal es él. El animal es él porque no respeta. No respetó ni niños, ni mujeres embarazadas, ni a nadie, ni personas mayores. Los andaban correteando como si fueran perros. Y esta persona está en contra de todos, aquí están todas las personas, son latinos todos, y está en contra de todos ustedes. el por qué les voy a numerar algunos. Acaban de aprobar una ayuda para las personas que varios de aquí tenemos familiares en México o en cualquier país. Les iban a dar, a permitir mandar cierta cantidad de dinero, o ahora tienen que pagar impuestos. ¿Cómo va a ser posible que tengan que pagar impuestos si cuando ya los pagamos aquí? Vamos a la gasolinería, pagamos impuestos, vamos al mercado, pagamos impuestos, y cada año reportamos impuestos, y todavía estas personas nos quieren joder más. Lo otro, los aranceles. Nos están queriendo cobrar que el 20, que el 50, que el 100. Esta persona está verdaderamente estúpido, Mr. Trump. Dicen que es republicano. Yo no creo que sea republicano porque yo nunca voto por el partido, voto por la persona que creo yo que va a tener un beneficio para nuestra comunidad. Pues es esta persona que yo voto. Yo no voto nomás porque me lo dijeron. Sin embargo, desafortunadamente, esta vez voté por esa persona. Lo otro, apenas acaba de mencionar diciendo que no, y nos prometió que no va a haber guerras, que no va a haber guerras. ¿En qué posición estamos ahorita ya? Estamos a propicio de una tercera guerra mundial. Yo no me preocupo porque ya voy de salida. Pero ¿qué tal los jóvenes, los niños que vienen? Nosotros debemos salir al frente, como comunidad chiquito, como sea, debemos salir al frente. Por lo cual les digo que los admiro verdaderamente, porque tuvieron cojones de salir a decirle a la gente, güéreme, no está mal lo que está haciendo. Y sin embargo, todos lo están permitiendo. ¿Qué es lo que creo que debemos hacer? Creo que debemos hacer. Muchas personas las sacaron de sus casas, quebrándole las puertas a los carros. Y supuestamente eso es ilegal. ¿Por qué? Porque es propiedad privada. Pero les valió madre. Les valió madre. Ellos quebraron un carro y se lo sacaron a las personas y las arrastraron como si fueran animales. Me gustaría que nosotros aquí creáramos unos fondos para poder ayudar a esas personas. Por un motivo u otro lo sacaron. Gracias.
I'd like to call up Marta Carrasco.
Buenas tardes, mi nombre es Marta Carrasco. Yo quiero felicitarlos a ustedes por su liderazgo, por su valor de haber hecho la protesta. Desgraciadamente yo no pude estar con ustedes porque me sentía mal, pero los estaba viendo por la televisión. Y quiero felicitar en especial al joven Jorgel, que tuvo sus pantalones bien puestos y no permitir que hicieran más, continuaran los de ICE haciendo sus cosas que estaban haciendo. También quiero felicitar a la señora Francis, que el viernes antepasado tuvimos la yard sale. Fuimos como 15 personas, cuando mucho, según a vender. ¿Qué íbamos a vender? Pues nada. Pero la señora Francis andaba corriendo y trayéndonos información. Ahorita está en la migración, en el DMV, y se iba, y a la hora venía otra vez. Ahorita están en el Ford Park, y nosotros reportando a nuestras personas que conocemos, inmediatamente mandarles el mensaje. Yo tengo 3 grupos de amistades, así, grupito de 10 y todo, y rápido mandarles, no salgan esto y esto y esto, y eso ayudó mucho, porque no tuvimos clientela. No llegaba una que otra persona, personas mayores sí estaban porque están legales, ¿verdad? Pero gracias, señora Francis, que andaba corriendo y venía y nos daba las tarjetas, denlas a la gente, tarjetas rojas, y así, moviéndose. Y al joven Jorgel es un héroe para mí y para muchos, y gracias por ayudar a nuestra comunidad. Gracias.
Gracias. I would like to call up Nora Sainez.
Good evening, Council. I actually came to address the participation or the advocacy that the Council has done for the residents. But to my surprise, when I got here, I see that you have my old community development director from the city of Bell here. I was actually a planning commissioner when he became a director over there. So I was kind of heartbroken that you guys stole him from us. So our loss, your gain. On a positive note, or I don't even know if it's a positive one, I kind of regret moving out of the city a couple years ago. It's been a few years. I commend everything that you guys have done for your people. Okay. Our community right now, it's being attacked. We're being treated like animals by the government of the United States. Jorge, I've seen you on Facebook posts where you are fighting for the community. I believe that elected officials are not just shouldn't just go out to the community when it comes time to gain vote or ask for votes, but when the people need it, you need to step up. And I commend the work that you have done. Ernesto Flores, I met you a couple months back. I went to your restaurant. I really liked how you stood for the community. I haven't seen what you did recently, but I'm going to go on Facebook and see what you did. I'm a firm believer, aside from being a former planning commissioner, I'm an advocate and I'm an activist for my community in the city of Bell. And I think right now, our communities, all of Southeast LA, we're under attack. The only way that we are going to beat this administration is if we all work together. That's our elected officials along with the community and our local law enforcement. That's another one that I want to commend too, is I seen when there was a protest on the corner of Florence and Eastern. Jorge, you were there with your people, but you also had your police department there with the people. And I think that speaks volumes on the community. I am going to go around to our local cities and ask for local law enforcement to start protecting the residents and not protecting the kidnappers, the abductors, because that's what they are doing. They are taking our people without due process. So I think we have a chief of police here. I don't know what training they have, but I want to implore all of our local law enforcement to protect its residents from what we are currently being subjected to, and that's families being broken, that's people being abducted on their way to work, at work. I also work at a school. I've had to walk parents to their homes because they're afraid to leave the school campus. So we're all if we work together, vamos a vencer. El pueblo unido jamás será vencido. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that. I'd like to call up Esther Escamilla.
Buenas tardes a todos. Bueno, es bien difícil porque desgraciadamente a mí me pasó eso con mi esposo. El viernes antes de las 8, él salió porque siempre me echa un ride a mi trabajo. Fue por la camioneta y yo me estaba preparando para salir, porque siempre se me olvida algo y siempre me regreso para llevármelo. En lo que él estaba dando la vuelta en la Hacks, enseguida nada más apenas estaba dando vuelta cuando le sonó la sirena y ya se tuvo que quedar ahí congelado en un driveway, que él nunca hace obstrucción en los driveways y esta vez lo hizo. Salieron agentes de US Marshal y yo ya me he salido. Ya iba hacia él, pero al ver todo eso me quedé congelada. No sabía qué hacer. Uno de los oficiales volteó a verme y me dijo con señas que me fuera o que me metiera, no sé. Le hicieron preguntas y ya cuando vi, lo hicieron que bajara de la camioneta y lo subieron en autos. Yo no sabía si grabar o llamar por teléfono. Solamente pensé en hablarle a mis hijos, pero no me contestaban. Al final Emanuel, mi hijo, contestó, solo para decirle, mira, se está llevando tu papá. Él trató de seguirlos, pero no tuvo éxito. Creo ellos se dieron cuenta y aceleraron hasta cruzaron en rojo. Él se regresó y me dijo, ya no pude alcanzarlos. No supe para dónde se fueron. No tuvimos noticias de él hasta el sábado, y eso porque enseguida se lo llevaron para Texas. Ahorita se encuentra en El Paso, Texas. Solamente le dan unos minutos para hablar con nosotros. Hoy me habló porque lo iban a trasladar a otro centro, un centro de concentración. Mi hija me habló después porque tenía miedo, porque salió en algún, no sé si en la tele, en algo en el internet, que supuestamente ahora los quieren mandar a Libia. Es un terror constante porque nuestros hijos viven con miedo. No quería que viniera, pero le dije, sí voy a ir. Ya si por mala suerte me toca, pues ya ni modo. Pero yo quiero ir para que, a ver si consigo información de cómo pueden ayudar a nuestras familias. Son pocos minutos que los dejan hablar. No sabemos si comen. Él tiene diabetes, si le dan su medicamento. No lo sé. Pero uno vive con constante angustia, porque no sabemos cuál va a ser su destino. Y si en realidad los quieren mandar a otros países que no son su país de origen. No sé qué más decir, pero eso es lo que me está pasando a mi familia. Gracias.
Muchas gracias por compartir. City Clerk, do we have any more comments?
No one is raising their hand virtually.
Thank you for that.
Oh, I'm
We'll move
sorry.
on.
I just have one person
Oh, yeah,
that just
Gabriela
raised their
Gomez.
hand.
Mayor Gomez.
Like you, listening to her experience is heartbreaking. Um, I'm sure this is for not for public agenda items, right? For items on the agenda right now.
Yes.
Okay, so I did want to speak on items 11.6 and 11.7 in support of both of those resolutions. That's all I want to say about that. I think those are great resolutions. We need all of that, so let's do that. I also want to address our police department. I know that you are committed to not assisting with ICE enforcement, but I think that we need a little bit more than a commitment to not assist. I think that we need a commitment to protect. And the way that what that looks like to me is these people that are coming through with masks, not identifying themselves, not having warrants, um, unlawfully detaining people. We need protection from that. And the way I see that happening is that if someone is approached, if anybody's witnessing, if they can call themselves, if they can call BGPD and have somebody come out there and have our police force verify who these people are, question them. What are your credentials? Who are you? What is your name? What is your badge number? because it's not right that I was reading an article that approximately 4,000 people, like this whole ICE raid has broken the immigration system in terms of how people are being entered into the system. Right now there are 4,000 people at least that there are no records for. We don't know where they are. Their family members cannot find them. So we need to be questioning who these people are, and in that way protecting our residents. Because everybody's remembering, and I hate to say this right now, and I really don't want to, but everyone right now is protecting their First Amendment right to free speech, but everyone is forgetting that we also have Second Amendment rights. And at some point, this is going to escalate, and we don't want that. So we need our police department to be committed, to go out there to protect the community, to question who these people are whenever we see them, whenever there's a report that they're in our city. So I hope that we can count on our police department to do that. Chief Camacho, I have the greatest respect for you and for all of our police department. You're our friends, you are our neighbors.
5 seconds left.
And I would ask that you would step up for us in that way. Thank you.
Thank you. I have one more person who raised their hand.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Jazz. I'm a member of the community in Sela. I partake in multiple actions, or have been actually for a minute now, unfortunately, given the situation that we're facing. I just wanted to just give a really brief comment in respects to civic engagement and council members maybe potentially be willing to partake in that a little bit more. I do commend, however, the people that have been present. And the reason why I say that is a lot of our community members don't have access to a lot of the information that most of us have had the privilege to have access to. That is civic education, right? Not all of our community members are able to go to certain meetings in the evening because they have two jobs. So I think the best way, ideally, and this is just a suggestion, is for our council members to go out there, meet us in the streets, show them what it's like to be engaged in the community in a safe way, right? In a safe manner where they feel like they're being, one, supported, and two, kind of not siloed in the corner, expecting some type of outcome by just being present. It's not just only being part of an action, but it's a process, right? And a process that's just part of the process of being civically engaged. But just putting it out there, but thank you to those that actually did show up. Commend you for that. And sadly to say, I hate to say it, but I think that's going to continue happening. And until this stops, would appreciate to see some of you out there too. All right. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Mayor and council members, that was the last speaker.
Thank you so much for that, City Clerk. All right, moving right along. We'll go ahead and go to the next item. What was that? There's no objection by members. I will close public participation on agenda items. Moving on to the next item on the agenda, external committee updates. Does any member of the council have anything to report from their external committees? All right, seeing none, I'll go ahead and move on to the next item, and I'll pass it over to our city manager.
Thanks again, Mayor Chavez. I'll give a brief city manager report this evening. So just want to mention June 19th was Juneteenth, first time the city has officially celebrated holiday, which is the Independence Day from slavery, is a day that's recognized. We already had previously scheduled the first summer night concert. We had the concert, great band, but obviously lightly attended considering the circumstances. I think people just don't feel safe coming out. So we may kind of talk to the council a little bit about maybe adjusting some events going forward over the next couple weeks. just out of a sense of caution and just for safety of residents and participants. On June 20th, we still had the resident art and yard sale, very lightly attended. Also was the free farmers market. There were two community groups that had reached out through Councilmember Barcena and worked with our Recreation Community Services and the Support and Feed group that actually provides the food. So there were residents that didn't want to come out to get food but did want food from the farmers market. So they coordinated with this community group, worked through Recreation Community Services and Support and Feed. We're able to bag up food so that this community group could deliver it to people that had made a request. So that was last Friday. This Saturday, we held another Know Your Rights workshop. This was focused on family protection. This was another one with the Mexican American Opportunity Fund. In that vein, we still continue to push out workshops that are being offered by state and county agencies, as well as workshops that are provided by the city. Always want to give a plug. If somebody just searches Bell Gardens Immigration, Bell Gardens Immigracion, you'll go to our webpage and see there's red card information and also links to other services. You see the Tarjeta Roja page up there on the big screen here. I want to mention tomorrow is a neighborhood watch meeting at Ross Hall that's still scheduled. And there is a presentation in Espanol from the LA County Fire Department for hands-free CPR training. Kind of moving forward, we'll be talking with the council to look at future events such as the movie in the park this Thursday, the Independence Day event next Thursday, and then possibly the event that is another movie in the park on July 10th. Depending on how things are going, we may be able to shift some of those event resources. While we can't shift them to other projects, we can shift them to future dates. So potentially the laser show and the big extravagant part of the Independence Day event could potentially be shifted to Fiestas Patrias or to the Halloween event, so that maybe there would be more residents at that time. Hopefully things may be different and residents would be more willing and able to come out in a safe manner. We still have other items scheduled out going into July. Again, those would be subject to further discussion with council to see what makes sense for the community of Bell Gardens. In addition to that, if you look at the agenda under the consent calendar, there's still the normal city business that's carrying on. The consent calendar on this agenda features heavily items that improve, beautify, and help keep the city clean and maintained. There's $4.5 million for complete streets improvements that will be carrying on over the next several weeks and months. An amendment to an agreement with our trolley service provider. So for the first time that we're aware of, the trolley service will be provided on Sunday in addition to Monday through Saturday service. So there'll be 2 stops, 2 pickups per hour at each location on Sunday. The other service schedules will stay the same Monday through Saturday. So nothing will change Monday through Saturday. New service, 2 pickups a day on Sunday. That would be for a 1-year pilot period as we have some funding available for that. Also, we're accepting the completion of the pavement that was done on Eastern Avenue, pretty much the length from Florence all the way down to where it meets Garfield. Also on the consent calendar is the installation of water lines for the Aquatic Center. There's a deed restriction that if approved by the council, it ensures that the new dog park area remains park space, does not revert back to residential or any other potential use. We also have 2 more items here. A contract with Brightview Landscape for landscaping at the Sports Center. That's with our current landscape provider. And the final item we have is a resolution within the consent calendar that supports the Lower LA River Para Todos campaign. That's being carried out by the Rivers and Mountains Conservancy, and it's the attempt there is to ensure equity and improvements to park space along the Lower LA River. That includes Bell Gardens and the area around Ford Park. So with that, I'll thank you and turn it over to you, Mayor.
Thank you so much for that report, Ms. City Manager. glad to see all the improvements that are happening throughout our city. All right, moving on to consent calendar. Does any member of the council have any items that they would want to, they wish to pull to have a separate discussion? All right, seeing none, can I get a motion?
Move to approve item 11.1 through 11.12.
Second.
That's 11.10.
It's 11.12.
Thank you.
All right, we have a motion by Councilwoman Dr. Francis de Leon Sanchez and a second by Mayor Pro Tem de la Rosa. We'll go ahead and we'll do a vote out loud. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Abstentions? Ayes have it. All right, moving on to the next item, we have the local commissions appointment. Any member of the council wish to add or change anybody on the commissions that they serve? All right, seeing none, I do want to take a quick 5-minute break for this next item. We're going to come back in about maybe 5 minutes or so, we'll say 7:40 at the latest, and it's going to be discussion of immigration enforcement and update on community resources. So we'll be right back in about 8 minutes.